Today, we're going on an absolutely incredible adventure. We're going to follow one tiny little hero on its epic journey from the ground all the way up into the sky and then all the way back down again. You ready? Let's do this.
I mean, we've all done it, right? You're lying on the grass, you look up at these big, beautiful shapes just drifting by, and you think, how does that even happen? How do clouds actually form?
It's kind of funny when you think about it. They look so soft and puffy, almost like you could jump on them. But they're not cotton at all. Nope, they're actually made of water.
So to really get how this all works, we're going to pick a hero for our story. We're going to follow just one single tiny water droplet on its amazing adventure.
So, every great story has to start somewhere. And for our little water drop, it starts with what I like to call the Great Escape. How does it get from the ground all the way up into the sky?
Well, it all kicks off with the real superstar of this whole process, the sun. Its warm, powerful rays shine down on all the water here on Earth. We're talking rivers, lakes, oceans, you name it. And that's what gets this whole adventure started. You see, when the sun warms up water, something really cool happens. The water turns into this invisible gas called water vapor. And the thing about water vapor is, it's super, super light.
And this is it. This is the moment. Our little hero, the droplet, transforms into water vapor and starts to float. It goes up and up and up, escaping the ground and heading into the wide open sky. Okay, so our droplet has officially escaped. But now it's just kind of floating around in the air. How does it get way, way up there where the clouds live? Well, it needs to catch a special ride. It needs the air elevator. Here's how it works. It's a simple three-step process. First, we know the sun warms the air near the ground, and warm air is lighter than cool air. So what does it do? It starts to rise. And here's the really important part to remember. The higher that air goes, the colder it gets.
So our little droplet, which is now water vapor, just hitches a ride inside this rising warm air. You can literally picture it like it's stepping onto a nonstop elevator heading straight for the top floor of the atmosphere.
So, what happens when our droplet gets to the top of that air elevator? Well, it arrives just in time for a big fluffy party up in the sky. Remember how it gets colder the higher you go? Well, when our water vapor hits that chilly air way up high, it gets a shock, and that cold makes it instantly change back into a tiny liquid water drop again. But here's the thing. Our droplet is not alone up there, not even close. At the very same time, millions upon millions of other droplets are making the exact same trip. And up there in the cold sky, all these millions of brand new little water drops, well, they start to find each other. They all gather together, kind of clustering up in the air to hang out.
And that is the big secret. A cloud is nothing more than millions and millions of these tiny little water droplets all having a big party together in one spot. That's it. That's a cloud.
But wait, the adventure is not over, not by a long shot. Because you know what they say? What goes up must come down. It's time for our droplet to make the journey home. So inside that big cloud party, the tiny droplets start bumping into each other. They join up, they merge, and they start to become bigger drops. And as you can probably guess, as they get bigger, they also get a lot heavier. More and more droplets combine, and all that weight starts to really add up. Eventually, they get so big and so heavy that the air just can't hold them up anymore. And at that point, there's really only one direction for them to go, and that's down. And that big journey back down to Earth? Well, that's something we all know very, very well. We call it rain. Our hero has finally returned home, along with millions of its friends. So, when you think about it, clouds are kind of like heroes, aren't they? They do this super important job of carrying water all across the sky and then bringing it back down to all the plants, animals, and people that need it to live. And just like that, our droplet's journey is over for now. It'll hang out down here until the sun calls it up for another big adventure. So, the next time you look up, remember that incredible party happening inside those clouds. And I'll leave you with this question. What shapes will you see up there today?